Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're having a few technical issues. Just give me a moment. Would you believe that I was just about to go live and we lost all our internet, and now I'm having terrible trouble getting to talk to you. I guess you can hear me, but you can't see anything. I know. Might be a lucky day. All right, let me see. I'm trying to figure out what I've done wrong now because I don't know. Well, maybe you'll just have to look at the header for the entire show. I'll keep trying to figure out what I've done, but I really don't know. I don't know. I don't like technology. Anyway, welcome to our show tonight. If you're watching live, it's Tuesday the 16th of March 2021. I've got that right. Something's gone right. And I'm Kath Armstrong. I'm the creator of the Cheapskates Club, and the voice and hand you may see or hear or may not to my left is Hannah. Hannah is our moderator for tonight. She's going to look after the live chat for you and keep things moving, hopefully. Now, if you'd like to join the live chat, you need to be logged into your YouTube channel. That's what YouTube calls an account, or your Gmail account. That's a YouTube thing. It's got nothing to do with me. And also just a reminder to please put your questions in all capital letters, all uppercase, so that they stand out from the general chat, because sometimes it's hard to pick the questions up. And of course, I'll do my best to answer them at the end of the show. If you don't have a YouTube account or a Gmail account, leave your question in the comments underneath the video, and I'll do my best to get back to those and answer them there too. I'm still trying to figure out if I can, whoops, what have I done? Oh no, sorry guys, still trying to figure out how I get you to what have I done? I don't know. I honestly don't know what I've done. So you're just going to have to look at the banner for the whole show, I think. Anyway, let's get to the topic for tonight. It's controversial. Well, I think it's controversial anyway, simply because, lots of people say to me all the time, I don't have time. I don't have time. We all have time. Now, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how to get this thing to work. Finding the time to live the Cheapskates way. We all have, time. If I had 10 cents, let alone $1, for every time someone said to me, but I don't have time to do whatever, and it'll be moo washing powder or make a meal plan or create a detailed shopping list or shop around for better deals on insurances or whatever else they can think of. Well, I can guarantee you I wouldn't be sitting here tonight. I'd be happily planted in our forever home way out in the sticks doing something fun like knitting, although I do enjoy talking to you. Truly, because just about every day someone will either say to me or write to me that I am so lucky because I have the time to do all these things that save money and save time and save energy. I'm so fortunate. But they don't have time to do those things because they work. Well, what do they think I do? Newsletters don't write themselves, folks. Emails don't answer themselves. Or they have children. I had 3. Or they look after elderly parents. I did too. Or they have too many other more important commitments. That one really gets to me. What is more important than using your time wisely so you can provide for your family and yourself? Or a gazillion other excuses that they come up with. Now, if you asked most Australians what they were really short of, other than money, I guarantee they'd say time, and that's time in capital letters, time. Then they go on to tell you that there aren't enough hours in the day. They have no time to themselves. All they do is work, work, work. And what for? To earn enough money to pay the credit card down so that they can put more purchases that they don't really want, don't really need, don't really like on the credit card so they can go back to do more work, work, work to earn more money to pay off the credit card again. Yes, they're caught on the proverbial hamster wheel. And the worst thing is, it's voluntary. They do it to themselves. So are you guilty of saying, I don't have the time or whatever, when you're confronted with a simple task that will save you money, time, or energy? It could be something as simple as cooking dinner each night. And that's where a lack of time, a true lack of time, can be very costly. Or to sewing a button back on a shirt. And this might blow your mind, but sewing a button back on your shirt can save you a lot of money. The cost of a new shirt, or $8, because that's how much it costs to get one button sewn back on a shirt. $8. Or it could be even more costly because you're not updating your budget and tracking where your money's going. So it's just being frittered away on stuff that you can't even account for. If you're like most people, you probably convinced yourself that you just don't have enough time. Whether it's time to work on your budget, or to set new fitness goals, to start a veggie garden, time to mow your own lawn, or just about anything. We often give up even before we start, simply because we talk ourselves into it, that it is just not possible to fit whatever it is into our busy lives. So I'm going to ask a question. Here we go. How much time do you really have?
Not a lot.
Hannah says not a lot. Well, guess what? She has exactly the same amount of time as I do and as you do. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. It's how we use those hours that makes a difference. Some of us use all the time we have available to us and get the most from it. Others are happy to think about using the time they have and doing a few bits and pieces here and there. And there are still others who just do absolutely nothing with their time. I'll share a story with you. That's okay. I have permission to do this. I have a friend who was always telling me she just doesn't have enough time. Now, she's a stay-at-home mum. She has 3 teenagers. Always, never has enough time. Doesn't know how I manage to do whatever I do in a day. She couldn't do it. She just doesn't have the time. So one day, when I couldn't stand it anymore, I asked her what she did to fill her time in a day. Now, as it turns out, she looks at time a little more differently to me. Well, to me and pretty much everyone else I know. And it's okay. She knows I use her as an example, so she's fine with this. For instance, when she does the washing, she does the washing. She puts the dirty clothes in the machine, adds the detergent, turns it on, then sits down to wait for it to finish. Then she hangs out that load. Then she comes back in and she puts the next load in, if she has one, and adds the detergent and repeats the process. It really can take her all day to just do the washing. Now, I know I've done nothing but washing all day, but it doesn't take me all day. And in all honesty, I'm still a little stunned at this. On my washing machine, takes about 50 minutes for a load of laundry to go through the full cycle. But while it's going through the cycle, I'm unloading the dishwasher. I might be making the bed. I could be cleaning the bathroom or dusting the lounge room or sweeping the kitchen floor, taking the rubbish out, vacuuming. I could be writing a newsletter, answering emails. I'm getting things done. I might be getting things ready for dinner, watering the garden, doing the ironing. I'm sure you get the idea. I don't just say to myself, I'm doing the washing and sit down and do nothing else. I use the time that I have while I'm waiting for that washing to go through the cycle to do other things. Now, don't get me wrong. I do not hesitate to sit down with a cuppa if I feel the need or the desire. I'm quite happy to sit and watch a show on TV, again, if I feel the need or the desire. I might crochet or knit while I do it. In fact, I usually do because TV to me is a bit hard these days. Or, I'll even go and sit out in the back veranda and read my Kindle. I am very happy to take the time to relax. But I am also very happy to use my time to get ahead with my chores and with our finances. And Vicky wonders why she doesn't have the time to do what she wants to do. She sees time differently to me. Now, the interesting thing is, if you sit down and do the calculations, you'd probably be surprised at just how much time you really do have to do other things. Time to sew on that button while you watch TV, 5 minutes at the most. Time to cook meals. On the Cheapskates Club website, we've got, 7 meals in 30 minutes. Easy to do. Time to work on your budget or time to just relax and enjoy life. Remember, we live the Cheapskates way so that we can live life debt-free, cashed up and laughing. We don't live the Cheapskates way to work 24/7 in misery. I believe that time is money and that the more money I'm able to save, the more time I will have for me and for my husband and my family and my friends and for my home. People tell me they don't have time to save money. They just can't do it. They have to work. Not like me, who gets to stay at home all day, who has time to hunt down bargains and ring around and find better deals. Well, yes, I hunt down bargains to save money. And yes, I work a full-time job, folks. I run a business. And yes, I have a husband and a home to care for too. And I cook our meals from scratch. I have a garden that I tend and maintain. I sew for myself and for my family. And I knit and crochet. Some for me, some for my family, some to sell. Yes, I help out adult children if they need it. And yes, I help my father-in-law if he needs it. And yes, like you, I'm busy. And my time is precious to me. So yes, I do other things while the washing is on. Stop and think. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's what we do with them that counts. How we use them that makes the difference. Now, perhaps it is just me and the way I look at things. I know it's often tempting, even to me, when it's almost tea time and I'm running late and I'm tired and I'm frazzled and I can't be bothered, to pick up the phone, or these days just jump onto Uber Eats and order fish and chips or Chinese takeaway and get it delivered. It takes 20 to 30 minutes, sometimes a bit longer if they're really busy. And, would we really miss that $30 from our budget out of our savings account? Would we? In thinking about it, I have to work 2 hours to pay for that takeaway meal, that $30 takeaway meal. Now, don't jump on me because you think my figures are wrong. They're very conservative net figures. You may earn more, you may earn less. These are my figures. They work for me. You work on your figures. It's just an example, a pretty close example for what I do. Let's get back on topic. But taking a ready-made freezer meal out of the freezer, at home, walk to the freezer, take it out, one that's been prepared ahead, still takes 20 or 30 minutes to heat up if you put it in the oven, maybe 10 if you put it in the microwave. The difference is it doesn't cost anywhere near $30 or more. It costs more like $5 or less, which fits in our grocery budget. And while I'm waiting for that freezer meal to warm up, ready to serve, I could be reading, I could be putting on a load of washing, I could be writing notes for the next day, even just enjoying a cup of tea and catching up with my husband. Now, yes, I could be doing those things while I wait for the fish and chips to be delivered, but at some stage I also need to work the 2 hours to earn the money to pay for them. That's the difference. If I save that $30 by having just one less takeaway meal a week, I did the sums. I could have 3 extra weeks off per year. Now tell me you wouldn't like 7 weeks paid annual leave each year. Of course you would. Oh, I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy the convenience of a takeaway meal or a home delivered meal or whatever. Just don't do it regularly, because it will end up costing you a lot, not only in money, but in time as well, because you need to earn the money to pay for it. It's really easy to splurge without thinking about the true cost of things. I just have a drink, sorry folks. And that's because we see the listed price, but the listed price doesn't always reflect the true cost of the item. Another example. How much time does taking your lunch from home buy you? At a very conservative $35 a week spent on lunches and snacks, and that is very conservative figure for 2 or 3 bought lunches a week, you have to work 105 hours, 2.5 weeks. And I did the sums calculations at $16 net per hour just to pay for lunches. Take your lunch from home and you've just bought yourself an extra 105 hours of time for you, your family, to do what you want, and it's tax-free. Some other examples. Sorry, my ears are going to pop now. Some other examples. Making up a batch of Miracle Spray. It takes no more than 5 minutes. Costs around 95 cents to make 1.9 litres and will save you at least $10.80 over buying the same quantity of a commercial all-purpose spray cleaner. If you do the sums, that's quite a good hourly rate. Tell me honestly that you couldn't find 5 minutes to make a batch of Miracle Spray and earn $130 an hour. Cooking a meal from scratch takes about 30 minutes. Just a basic meal, meat and veggies or meat and salad. For my family, I can get meat and veggies prepped and cooked, ready to serve in under 30 minutes. It's easy. And I'm not in the kitchen standing over the stove for that entire 30 minutes either. I can be off having a cup of tea and talking to Wayne, and usually I am. Now, my average budget per meal is $5 inclusive for 5 serves. I had a look today online. If I were to order a schnitzel, wedges and salad for 5, have it delivered here home, it will cost $90. That includes the delivery fee. Am I prepared to spend a few minutes getting a meal ready to earn $175 an hour? You bet I am. Absolutely, people. Who wouldn't? You can sort of apply the same theory to everything you do, whether it's cooking dinner, packing lunches, sewing on a button, making Miracle Spray, planting seeds, making jam, making a birthday present, whipping up a card, anything you do to find out how many hours you'd need to work to pay for it. It's tricky when you think about it. You need to be very, very careful when you start saying things like, oh, I don't have time, or doesn't it take too much time to be a cheapskate? Or I can't seem to find time to be with my husband or children. Or, oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start saving. I don't know where to start living the cheapskate's way. Or I have to work. we can't afford for me to stay home. I have to work. Often those are simply excuses that you create to ease your guilt. If you think about it and do the math, adjusting your mindset and lifestyle with just some simple changes gives you more free time. Not time you've had to buy, but free time. If you'd rather not change your mindset, make a few changes, that's fine. You could always keep spending money and wishing you had more family time, wishing you had more time for yourself, wishing you had time to take up a hobby or go on a holiday. It's your choice. But I can say, if you've stuck with me this far, even with the dodgy video tonight, then you get an A+ for at least taking the first step and trying. And remember, your time is valuable. And if you want it, you really do have time to live the Cheapskates way. It's not that difficult. Now I'm going to try again and see if I can get rid of this charming banner. I don't know. Nope, that didn't do it. Sorry, guys. I don't know. It just will not disappear. Okay. All right. So I'm pretty sure there's some comments. Do we have some questions? No questions? Okay. Hang on, I just saw. I've lost it. Sorry, there was I think it was from a Karen. I also get, do you really save money doing all that? Okay. Karen, yes, you save money. I would rather spend the 95 cents and 5 minutes of my time to make up, 1.9 litres of Miracle Spray than spend the $10.80. That was the cheapest I could find in the supermarket for the same amount. Saves a bucket load. That's not even, it's less than a tenth of the price. So I'm trying to do the math in my head. It's you're saving 1,000% or not spending 1,000%. It's well worth the money. Same with washing powder. If you are not convinced that making Cheapskates washing powder will save you money, watch the video. I'll link it in the comments below when we've finished to the video, but it's there. It's one of my feature videos. It takes less than 5 minutes to make enough washing powder for a year. It will cost you anywhere from about $11 to $15, and that will vary simply because of the soap that you use, where you buy your washing soda, where you buy your borax. The prices vary, so, but, $15 at the most for a year's supply of washing powder. And that's for my family. So I do 8 loads of washing a week. Yeah, Hannah just went, wow. Yeah, well, there's like 4 beds and all the towels and tea towels. And I do a lot of laundry every week. So, yeah, you save bucket loads doing it yourself. It's worth giving up 5 minutes on the couch to do that. It really is.
You can do it while sitting on the couch.
You can do it while sitting on the couch, and I will fess up and say that I have done it while sitting on the couch. I've had a tray on my lap and the bowl and the grater and the soap, and I've been grating while I've watched TV. Oh, Lucinda, yeah, it's really sad when you have to buy lunch out and you're unprepared. I always try and find the cheapest thing, but the cheapest thing is usually the least healthy, and it's really difficult. Now, Lisa, some of us take a bit or a lot longer to get things done. Lisa, there are days when I can't get out of bed. Truly, there are days I cannot get out of bed. So I understand that it can take time and everyone's a bit slow. It is still worth it. If you can sit and spend 2 hours a night watching television, while you're watching that TV or listening to it, you can be doing the soap for your laundry powder, or you could be sewing on a button, or you could be whatever, making your meal plan and your detailed shopping list so that you know how much your groceries are going to cost. Yep. All right, now I'll go right back to the top, guys, and see what's here. Hi, Bob. Oh, now I can't get the Duvawaki to do it. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, gosh, at least we still have internet. Honestly, I was so afraid it was going to drop out completely. This is just awful. Tongue. Yeah, I should bite my tongue, shouldn't you? Hear lots of breathing. That was probably me, Jenny, huffing and puffing and getting quite frustrated. Hello, Maureen. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, guys. Kathleen's exactly right. We make the time when something's important to us. We find the time to do that. If it's truly important to us, we find the time. I'm not saying that you need to work non-stop and become a slave to saving money. That is not what I want. It's not what I do, and it's not what I would tell anyone to do. I'm just saying that when someone comes to me and says, oh, I don't have time to spend an hour on the phone, to ring around, to save money on my insurance, on my car and house insurance. Well, if you ring around and you can save a couple $100 a year for that hour on the phone, is it not worth it? To me, it's worth it. I would rather do that than have to work all the extra hours to pay the higher premium. I think for a lot of people, we've been brainwashed into thinking that, we can't do these things ourselves. This is why we have March Moo Month, make our own. March is Moo Month, and I focus on making what we can ourselves so that we don't have to buy it. Not because I want you to be a slave to my ideas, but because I really want everyone to know you have a choice. You can either work and pay for it, or you can work, use your spare time wisely, and work less if you want to, or you can still work the same amount of time and retire early, or pay your house off early, or go on a fancy holiday, or put the kids in private school, or whatever it is you want. But to say you don't have the time, that's not just true, because we all have 24 hours in a day, and it really is the way we use those hours that makes all the difference. Now, on a bad day, I might only be out of bed for 4 hours. On a good day, I might be out of bed for 10 hours. I spend a lot of time in bed. Since I was diagnosed and, not being well, bed has become my best friend just about. I love it. But it's only because I don't have the energy to do anything else. So when I'm up, I try to get as much as I can into the time that I have. I use the time I have wisely. I plot and plan a lot, and you know what? Those plans and those plots aren't set in cement. They have to be flexible, because I feel really good today. Tomorrow I could wake up and not be able to move. So what I plan to get done tomorrow may have to be moved to Thursday or Friday or the weekend. And that applies to everyone, because, you know, when I had little children, I could make plans for the next day or the next week or whatever, but those plans had to be flexible, because little kids don't understand plans, and they'll come down with a cold, or they'll just get grumpy and tired, or it just won't work. So you have to be flexible with your planning too, but you can still do it. You can still live the Cheapskates way without losing time and without really having to find more time in your day. It's just the way you use it that makes the difference. And, you know, use it wisely, and you'll keep more of your hard-earned in your pocket, in your purse, in your bank account. All right, now I'm really struggling with not being able to see.
Your new glasses too.
No, I mean, see the on the video, it's really quite bizarre. Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, see, now Kerry here has gone, tonight I had dinner prepared in 15 minutes, ready to cook, rissoles from scratch, resting in the fridge, veggies in the steamer, all cooked in 20 minutes. Takeaway would be $40. Yes, it would, at least. I was a bit gobsmacked when I did the sums and worked out how much, you know, a schnitzel, wedges and salad delivered for the 5 of us would be. That's more than I spend in a week for groceries.
Delivered.
No, unfortunately, you can't get rissoles. Oh, you can probably get them delivered from Coles, but you'd still have to cook them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Lucinda. I'll keep talking. I don't mind talking. I just, it just bothers me a bit that I can't see the video. Okay, now, Evelyn, it's not that I don't have the time. I just don't know where to start. Okay. With one thing. Evelyn's raised a good point here, and that's another thing people will often say to me, especially new cheapskaters. Where do I start? With one thing. Choose one thing that you want to do. Make miracle spray, make washing powder, make a batch of jam. Don't be overwhelmed. I'm pretty sure I've done videos on jam making, haven't I? Yes. Don't be overwhelmed by making jam. It is the simplest thing. Seriously, it's not, you know, rocket surgery or whatever. It's easy. Choose one thing, Evelyn, and do it. Then choose another thing and do it one thing at a time. And you might choose to do one thing a day, or one thing a week, one thing a month, whatever. But just choose one thing and do it. If it works for you, great, because then you'll be able to keep doing it. If it doesn't work for you, think about how you can rejig it so that it will, or if you really think it's not worth it, then you know you've given it a go, you've tried it, it's not for you, so you don't have to waste time doing it again. But just one thing at a time. Now, it might be, I said, you know, make miracle spray, washing powder. It could be writing a meal plan for the week. Don't let it overwhelm you. Whatever you choose to do, just do that one thing. Don't worry about anything else. Just do that one thing and get it done. What's the baby steps? You know, one thing at a time. We take one breath at a time, so we do one thing at a time. And stop making excuses. Don't procrastinate. Now I'm still reading your comments. Sorry. But you know, Lisa said her daughter got frustrated and took the grater off her. I'd have given it to her. Take it, it's yours. I grate the soap for my washing powder in the food processor. Seriously, folks. When I didn't have the grater attachment on my food processor, I used to do it on the zester side of the hand grater, so it would be a nice fine powder. Now I have a super fantastic whiz bang, amazingly quick food processor. That soap goes through beautifully, and it's nice and fine still, and takes, like maybe 2 minutes to do 4 bars of soap or something. It's really, really quick. Someone asked me, did I use the food processor that I use to prepare food to grate the soap? And I was a tad puzzled for a second, and then I realised what they were saying. Yes, I do. Because I wash it when I'm finished. If you use the food processor to grate onions or chop carrots or whatever, Hannah's about to sneeze. We're going to hear a big noise. No, she's holding it in. If you use the food processor to do any of those things or chop nuts or whatever, you wash it. And what do you wash it in? Hot soapy water. You just need the hot water. You don't need to add the soap because there'll be enough residue in there. Rinse it well, let it dry, and it's good to go. So you don't need to worry about using your food processor to grate soap. Lucinda, I do a meal plan up for a year ahead. I do it up for a year ahead because I put our meal plan on the in the member centre too, but also because once it's done, that's it. I don't have to think about it. It goes up on the fridge and it's easy. Now, I do not always stick to it. In fact, most of this year and pretty much probably most of last year with the lockdowns and working from home and goodness knows what, I would swap it around all the time. Excuse me, now I've got the hiccups. Hannah was going to sneeze. I've got the hiccups. It's a lifesaver. It just means that it stops there's nothing, I can't think of anything to cook for dinner, so we'll just get fish and chips or Chinese or pizza or whatever it is. It just stops that, because if I can look at it and I'll go, oh, okay, so we're having spag bol and salad. All right. Well, if I look at it in the morning and know that's what we're having, chances are that's what we'll have. The best thing, I think, with having a meal plan is it just takes that it just takes that pressure off. And if the rest of the family is old enough and they can look at it and go, oh, we're having spag bol and salad, and they'll know to get the spaghetti out or make the salad or whatever to help, that's even better. The big thing for me when I first started doing it was it stopped little people coming to me and saying, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? I'm hungry. What's for dinner? Because I'd point to the fridge, they'd go across, find it and go, yay, spag bol and salad. It works really well. Right. Miracle Spray. Yes, Miracle Spray is amazing. I did a double batch today. Nice double batch. The whole house smelt divine with the eucalyptus. I used lemon this time, so it's pretty sort of pale lemony white colour. Last time it was pretty green. It's not nice. Okay. Learning to make jam. Helen says learning to make jam, chutney and pickles when fruit and veggies are available or free. is pantry gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. It's so easy. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but when Hannah was in year 7 for school open day, she was helping in the home ec room, and her home ec teacher was a really lovely lady, and she wanted to make scones and jam to serve to the people that were coming through, visitors to the school. So Hannah knew how to make the scones and she knew how to make the jam. And her teacher was slightly gobsmacked because apparently jam making is a year 12 home ec subject or topic. Hannah's been making jam with me since she was born. All my kids. I used to put the kids on the bouncer and sit it on the kitchen bench when they were very little, or on the floor once they got to be moving. And they were in the kitchen with me. When they got older, they'd be on the stool. And so they learned how to chop and how to peel and how to fry things and bake things and mix cakes and lick the bowl and not to put your finger in the mixing, beaters and stuff like that. They learned all that from a very young age. So, and if I figure if you've got a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old that knows how to do those things, it's not difficult. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you so much for joining me. I do apologize. I don't know what I've done wrong, but I'll have to go back and try and figure it out, won't I? But I'm glad you could hear me. If you like tonight's show, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps, well, it boosts my ego to no end, but that aside, it helps our rankings with YouTube, which is really important so that we stay up there and you can find us easily. And if you know anyone that you think might like what we've talked about tonight, please share. Hit the share button and share it with them. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do, so that you'll be notified when we go live or do a premiere or upload a video. And if you hit the little button, the little bell icon, you'll be notified by message that we're live again too. So I am... Hi, Barb. I'm glad you could make it to the end. I hope that means you're feeling better. I'll be back hopefully next week. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out what I've done wrong. It's worked so well for the last few weeks, and I don't know what I've done, but anyway, we'll recover. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe and try and find the time to live the Cheapskates way. Good night.